Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer taking a look at race number 10 at Saratoga on Whitney Saturday. It's the Grade 3 Waya going 1.5 miles on turf for fillies and mares. Remember, DRF Bets members are eligible for the new Weekend Warrior Bonus Series where you bet $25 on one horse to win in race 1 at Saratoga and or Del Mar each Saturday and Sunday. You immediately get a $10 bonus back, win or lose. You can accrue up to 180 bonus points all meet long. Let's take a look at the field for the Waya. Again, we're going a 3-turn 1.5 miles on the inner turf course for $200,000. Mike, the morning line favorite, goes out for Chad Brown. It's the 5 Santa Monica. Jose Ortiz has the call. 2-1 on the morning line. This horse came from way out of it to win the Dance Smartly at 1.25 miles last time out. She got a little bit of pace, I thought, but she just blew away those horses in the lane.
Yeah, she really did. I thought that was a pretty decent field, too. We'll see what happens with her. I'm with you. She looked good winning that race. Obviously, she's improved. I guess since Chad took her over, she, 2 for 22 in Europe, and now she's basically could easily be undefeated for Chad over here. She did get a lot of pace to run into in that race, though, Dan. Her stablemate and Flexibility was going a pretty good pace in that race. I don't know. I guess she's the horse to beat. I'm not way against her in here. I'm going to use her in the multis, but I don't know, man. Does she have to win this race?
She turned the tables on Holy Helena with that win at Woodbine. Now she has to turn the tables on Lottie, who finished ahead of Santa Monica in the Grade 2 Sheepshead Bay back on May the 5th. That was Lottie's first race off of a long layoff. Now, Lottie got a great trip and ride by Edgar Prado that day. Up close to a moderate pace. Santa Monica perhaps compromised by the lack of pace coming from the back of the pack. But Lottie's real solid. She was the runner-up in this race last year, and she can be forward. She's very versatile for Graham Motion.
Yeah, that's true. She does have a versatile running style. If she can get a trip like the one she got last time, I suppose that makes her a little dangerous. The problem that I had with her is I don't see where any improvement is coming from with her, and I do think she has to improve to win. And I'm not so sure that Santa Monica didn't run better than her in the Sheepshead Bay, not only with the trips, but Santa Monica trying to sort of pick her way through traffic in the stretch there. I don't know. I think Chad's horse just ran better than she did.
The number 2, Moms on Strike, is coming out of a live edition of the Grade 2 New York Stakes. Several next out winners. Of course, Sister Charlie came back to win the Grade 1 Diana with a 102 buyer. Daddy's Little Darling went to Arlington, won the Modesty with a 96. And even the big pace setter in that race, Fahan Moura, came back to win the Oceanitas at Del Mar with a 96. Moms on Strike was simply out-sprinted in that race. She was running a little bit at the end, and I think an argument can be made that stretching her back out to 1.5 miles really works in her favor. She does need some pace.
Yeah, that's true enough. I mean, I think that's a good point that the 1.5 miles could really work to her advantage. I don't think you want to be too hard on her for the last race. I mean, I didn't think she ran great considering the way the race set up for her. She was just sort of picking up pieces at the end. But she did win over this distance 2 starts back, and she beat a decent horse in that race. She's just going to be so far out of it in this race. She was hard for me to fall for in this race, but I do like her as a horse. I think she's pretty good.
To show how little pace there is in this year's edition of the Waya, we're going to take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector, because Moms on Strike is actually sitting second in the early portion of this race. I wouldn't be surprised if the 1 Homeland Security is a bit more aggressively ridden here for Chad for 2 reasons. 1, she could gain an easy uncontested lead if the 3 Tricky Escape doesn't go, and 2, it might help out her uncoupled stablemate Santa Monica coming from the tail end of the field. Speaking of Homeland Security, this is the acid test. She passed the 1.5 mile question last time out in the River Memory Stakes at Belmont, but I thought Irad just gave her a beautiful trip and ride that day.
Yeah, I mean, that was a perfect trip in that race. And I was a little concerned. I mean, it was obviously she eventually got it done at the end. I was a little concerned that she worked as hard as she did to get by the runner-up in that race, Savannah Bell, who was, around 30-1 in there making the pace. This horse struggled to get by her in the stretch. She ultimately did it. I think the thing that you like about her is her running style. She can get a really good trip in this race. And, I mean, she's really the only horse in the race who still has upside. I mean, I don't think we've seen her best race yet. Everybody else, they're basically made horses in here. This horse could take another step forward in here and get the right trip. That could go a long way in this race.
One of those made horses is the number 7 Somersault, who was 3rd in this race last year. She's rock solid, although, boy, she's kind of found herself now in the high 80s from a buyer standpoint, and she might have to run at least a 90 to take down horses like Santa Monica. That being said, I thought she ran just fine in the River Memories last time. Homeland Security just got the jump on her.
Yeah, that's all true. She saved a lot of ground in that race, but she was behind the winner and just couldn't catch her in the stretch. I'm sort of with you. a good horse, and I think she fits really well in this race. I just wonder if her form is starting to tail off right now. Her most recent races aren't her best races.
Can you make a long shot case for the 6 Violet Blue, who won going 1.25 miles in her first start off about a 7-month layoff, 2 starts back, and then last time out in the River of Memories didn't have much pace, was on the outside while Homeland Security and Somersault basically saved ground the majority of the way. I think she's better than that last race looks, and she goes out for a real shrewd trainer in Jimmy Toner.
Yeah, I didn't pick her in this race, but she's a horse I'm definitely using at a price, if only because I do think she took a big step forward in her 4-year-old debut. I mean, that to me, best race she had ever run by a mile. And I with you on her last, making that 4-wide run around the final turn in there, whether it's a saving ground, that did not work out for her. I think she's better than that race, and she's a good price in this race.
The 4 Queen of Connaught ships in from Europe. Javier Castellano is enticed to take the call. 1.5 miles, no issue for this horse. The question is class. She was not facing the best of the best over there.
Yeah, she wasn't running a bit. They're more of a handicap type horse. She's facing better horses here. This isn't, listen, it's not the toughest graded stakes race in the world, and she wants to go long, but her races over there didn't do a lot for me. We'll see if she can improve.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Waya, race number 10 at the Spa. You're going to go with one of my favorites, the number 3 Tricky Escape, who just looked so good last time out. They really stretched her out to 1 3/8 miles at Delaware, and I thought Chris DiCarlo made all the right moves, ducking down towards the inside, passing the stands the first time, saving ground, coming out at just the right time, and then this mare just exploded in the stretch. Now, I don't know what she beat that day, and I don't like that she was drifting out about 8 paths in the stretch. But boy, if she runs that race and she gets the Timeform US projection, she could be real tough at a price.
Yeah, that's exactly how I looked at it, Dan. I mean, I'm shocked that you didn't pick this horse, because you're the one who turned me on to her last year. And, everything that you said about her was right last year. And you had also mentioned that time that she really wants distance, and she got it last time. And to me, it's maybe the best race she's ever run. She did get a good trip. But, I mean, she had tons of horse all the way around the track, and once she got clear, that race was over. She's facing maybe mildly better horses here, but this isn't a great field. I think she has a real chance to defeat Santa Monica in here, and I'm picking her and I'm betting her.
Who else would you use in the multis?
I like Santa Monica in this race. I'm not way against her. I like 3, 5, and I'm also going to use Violet Blue, the 6. I think she's the best price option in here.
Santa Monica is going to need a little bit of pace. I think she might slightly be the best horse in this race. Not a great value play, but a horse that I think I could lean on a little bit in the pick 4. I'll go 5, 2, 8, 3 in the Grade 3 Waya. One more reminder to DRF Bets members who are already available and eligible for the Weekend Warrior Bonus Series. Bet $25 on one horse to win on race number 1 at Saratoga and/or Del Mar each Saturday and Sunday. You get a $10 bonus, win or lose, and you can accrue up to 180 bonus points. Approximate post time for the Grade 3 Waya on a stakes-laden Whitney Saturday card at the Spa, 6:22 Eastern. Best of luck.